Oh my God, I missed y'all. I feel like we haven't talked in forever, even though it's been like less than a week. But we got stuff to talk about, because we got reality stars getting out of jail out here. But don't get your hopes up. It's not a housewife. Yes, we have to talk about Todd and Julie Chrisley being pardoned by Trump to get out of prison. I have a tab pulled open just in case they get released while we're on here, so we can just talk about it live and in the moment. We also got to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta because Phaedra's back. Phaedra is back, and Brittany Bateman. Listen, she's been accused of being many things: a liar, a high body count individual, and now she's being accused of stealing $100,000. So we're also going to talk about that. So let's catch up. Well, how's life? Talk to me. What's the latest? Did you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta on Sunday? If so, what are we thinking? How you feeling? I hope you're loving the season as much as I am. I also desperately need to hear your thoughts on Julie and Todd packing up their prison cells as we speak, baby. You know, really just crazy. Really crazy. So, but let's get into it. So Phaedra Parks is back. And can we just say, remember that song from Justin Bieber? Never say never. That is the song of Phaedra Parks, because who in the world would have thought after season 9 of Real Housewives of Atlanta, that iconic reunion, wasn't that like the first 4-part reunion ever or something like that? Historic, where Portia says, I'm going to let Phaedra speak on it because she's the one who told me that in regards to the candy rumors. All hell broke loose. Phaedra did not come back. And for years some people still feel very, very strongly about how that went down, and rightfully so. But saying all that to say, who in the world would have thought, with such a dramatic exit that at the time seemingly felt so final, that Phaedra would not only be back, 6 years later, 7 years later, however long it's been, but it would be such a celebrated return from the network. Like, she is being put on a pedestal by Bravo, and I've said before, Traders revitalized her reality career unlike anything I've ever seen, so she's been on Married to Medicine, she's been on Dancing with the Stars, now she's back on Housewives of Atlanta. Like, the P in Phaedra Park stands for paid. 2 P's, double paid, okay? And good for her. We love it. So I'm glad that Phaedra is back. I do wish it was under different circumstances. Look, I still miss Kenya. Did Kenya do wrong? Absolutely. But to me, that don't mean that I can't miss her. You know what I'm saying? So, and I do miss Kenya. And I wish that we had the unified energy of Phaedra and Portia and Kenya, the greats, as far, as you could say, on this season. And it's just so, I felt like Kenya, the Kenya thing was such a big moment for weeks, and now it's kind of just like, However, my friend made a good point the other day. You know how Andy had that tweet? Sorry, Kyle, my friend. I'm just going to go ahead right here and throw your theory out. So I'm crediting you in case you get mad. But he was like, "What if Kenya's coming to the reunion?" And oh my God, male NYC reviews. I have furry legs? We're talking about Phaedra in Atlanta and prison people being released. Not my furry legs. Do you like them though? Anyway, good to see you, boo. Mel NYC. How's your week been? How's your Memorial Day weekend? Did you do anything fun? We need Kenya at the reunion. Yes. Oh yeah, that's how bad my mind goes. I was talking about my friend's theory on Kenya. So remember that tweet of Andy's where he said the ladies and Cynthia, when he was gathering, how he always gathers questions for the reunion on Twitter and stuff. And my friend was like, what if the reason he said that is because he didn't say the housewives, or, he but is because maybe Kenya is going to be at the reunion. And he said the reason he thinks that that is even a possibility, in addition to him maybe diving too deep into the Andy tweet, is that Kenya has been silent on social in regards to the situation. When at first, remember the YouTube video, I came on here on YouTube Live literally to discuss the YouTube video where she spoke out. It was a very highly produced video though too, like the quality, top tier. They should probably, if she does come back to Atlanta, I'm going to need her to bring that production crew with her, please. So is that far-fetched? Absolutely. Am I still going to celebrate it and consider it in the back of my mind? You betcha. So yeah, I mean, Kenya has been really, really quiet, hasn't she? Like, I felt like she was, active on social and stuff when this all, was going down. Well, when it was airing on the show, when it was re-airing for the ladies, re-happening for the ladies, I guess you could say. And now it's not. And so could it be an absolute nothing could those two things have absolutely nothing to do with each other? For sure. Can we be hopeful? I'm going to need you to be hopeful with me. Yes. Because imagine Kenya just walks out at that reunion. Kenya is so showing up to the reunion. You know what? I don't care if they don't invite her. They better not let me find out when and where it's being taped. I'll drive her up there myself. And we'll wait outside for somebody to open the door. And storm the stage. Shannon storms the door of the stage. That's what we're going to do, Kenya. We're going to get you there. And again, I'm not defending at all what she did. Worse things have been discussed at reunions. I think she should be able to come and discuss it. You know what I'm saying? So, or even a one-on-one with Andy or something. I don't know. But anyway, we're hoping that the social media silence is Kenya just preparing, preparing her return to be like, you know what, to come with the facts and come ready to take accountability if she needs to and talk to Brit, and we'll go from there. We'll see. Poor Kenya. You and Brandon driving Miss Kenya. Listen, if Brandon wants to drive, I'll ride shotgun. I'll ride in the back. I'll ride in the trunk. Whatever they need. I'll pump the gas. We're all in this together, period. Okay? I just think that it would, you want to talk about lighting up the internet and the TV world. Whoo, oh my God. Kenya, more hair care, except at the reunion. Kenya, more hair spa. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll come in wearing the purple that she had. She was wearing purple, the purple theme. Boom. It's happening. Y'all just got to let me find out when and where that reunion is taking. So, keeping it on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I know I've seen some people basically saying like Shamia kind of like started out as a star and maybe they're a little bit disappointed in her. And I guess I can see some of that, but I also think that it isn't easy for her to come on and to be honest about her friendship with Portia. And even we've talked about this on here before too, even my girl Angela was basically saying that she thinks Shamia had, was it like a master plan, to get herself on this platform with Portia. And I just don't, that is just such a far-fetched thing to me. Is it impossible? Maybe I'm naive. I don't know. But I am enjoying Shamia very much still. And I also am very much enjoying the energy between her and Kelly, which is what I want to talk about. Obviously, they're both, Shamia's kind of a newbie and kind of not. Like, she's been on the show so many dang times, but this is her biggest, official role. I just think, I don't know. There's something about her and Kelly just felt so natural and fun, and hearing her talk about Kelly's boobs, as like, that's what girls do, like that's girlfriend energy. It felt like that's what I love. Like me and my girlfriends, I talk about theirs too. I'd be like, looking good today, boo. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I felt like it was one of those, watching them hang out is like the same energy as like when you meet your bestie, like in a bar bathroom after you've had a couple cocktails, and it's like, I've known you for 30 seconds and you're the greatest human I've ever met. Like they were just having fun, you know? And yeah, I was taking my notes from the episode last night, just wanted to point that out, that was fun. But one thing that wasn't fun, baby, honey, child, Lord have mercy, Brit, this country club event, whatever if we can call it that, what was that? Lot to process. If you haven't watched, Brit did this event she's developing, I guess, a shapewear brand, and it's called like Bare Naked, I think is what it was called. Anyway, cool. But she wanted to, we love an instant connection. Yes, we do. And like, I mean, I don't even know how instant it was for them, but I just love that, like, this week they kind of really, the episode started with them and they were just having their little pool day, getting their drink on. Loved it. But what was it? Oh, sorry, I lost myself. Sorry, I got distracted by y'all's comments. I'm so, as Vicky always says this. Vicky goes, dog, squirrel, because she gets distracted over nothing, and so do I. We are a horrific combo. Don't ever expect us to get anything done. Distractions. So anyway, love Shamia and Kelly, but yes, back to Brit. That's what we're talking about. She decides to have this event at a country club. Cool. Oh my God, it's like when Alexis Bellino had her dress fashion show at a French restaurant for lunch. Where is the connection? Baby, we have no service, no connection, no signal. What's the match? I don't get it. So Brit did the same kind of thing. And she basically had the women over, but also it was a lunch type of thing. And not only was the bad elements don't stop at just the overall concept. Okay. It continues once you get there, because there were guests in addition to the women, in addition to the cast, correct? Of course, the cast is all at a table. There's women around. We've seen this many times. However, the food was like gone, or when Brit got there, it came out that basically the food wasn't appropriately rationed. Is that the correct word? Like distributed to the guests, because she said the people not at the table, aka not the cast, were only supposed to have like snacks and drinks or something like that, versus the women who were supposed to have like a full meal. Girl, let me ever get invited to an event. I don't care if I've known you since kindergarten or known you since blink 2 seconds ago. If you invite me to an event and only certain people are allowed to eat certain things, Uber Express, I want priority. I will pay double to get out immediately, even if I'm not hungry, because that's not right. And then I think about even, because sometimes these events are like open to, not the public, but, like for example, like I remember like Kenya's done events before for Kenya Moore, like when she did something at like a CVS, like a grand opening, or the Sally's, and she posted like, you can come and it's going to be a filmed event. I just think about potentially people who were there and maybe excited as fans or viewers of the show, and they're like, you can't eat this. No. Well, and then the women obviously found out too, and they were like, girl. Like, for me, Sheree, unfortunately, had that moment over her head where Dwight said, a fashion show with no fashions, how dreadful. And that is dreadful. And Sheree's like top 5 housewives of all time for me. I've said it forever. What's even more dreadful is a lunch with no food. And how dare you flash some shapewear in front of me when I'm not even able to properly eat? What am I sitting here trying to suck in? I'm starving. whack, weird. It just felt very awkward, and like maybe Brit didn't understand the layout of the land when it comes to production. And I don't know if she was trying to get away with something or save some coins, but around here in Housewives world, we open up our purses when we're on the cast, okay? And we make sure that everybody at the event at least has a little slider or a meatball or a coconut shrimp or something, okay? So, moving on. Up next, y'all, the Chrisleys are coming home. And no, not in about 18 years like they were supposed to. They are quite literally possibly on their way home as we speak. In fact, I have had a Google tab open all day, just refreshing, trying to see, you know, when they are out. Because obviously, so Trump pardoned them last night or sometime yesterday, said that it's supposed to be done by today. Just as there were media people camped out whenever they turned themselves in, I would expect them to be there today now that it's publicly known that they're getting out. And I want people there because I want to see them get out. Do I think it's right that they're getting out? No. Am I still going to watch it? Absolutely. So, but yeah, they're getting out. Todd is in Pensacola. I believe Julie's in like Lexington, Kentucky. They were separated. They haven't been able to speak in years. And Trump called little Miss Savannah Chrisley yesterday, right up on the phone, and said, your mama and daddy are coming home. And Jen Shah, nothing for you, unfortunately. And I'm not even saying that as mean. I'm just like, how in the world, in this realm of reality folks going to jail, it's like, how can you not think about like, well, what about Jen? And what about Karen? You know? So look, honestly, is it funny in a way? Of course. It's obviously, it's bizarre in a way too, you know? But at the same time as well, it's also just, to me, it's weird. Like, I'm just like, where did this come from? And the weird thing to me, do you remember, like last week or, was it last week or like the week before, it came out that like they'd gotten some new show with Lifetime, and it was going to be updating or following like their new normal, something like that. Well, now they've been in jail almost 2-3 years already. And all of a sudden they get a TV deal and they're released. And there's already articles, or they're pardoned. They will be getting released. See, dog, squirrel, except right now I'm getting distracted by my dog. What are you doing, honey? Okay. We'll take you outside in a little bit. But isn't that a weird coincidence? And now they've already got cameras up getting ready to film them coming home. I need to know immediately if Trump is involved with the production company. Does he know the production company? Does he know the EP? Does he know the network head? There's got to be something going on. I'm just saying. It's a coinkydink, in the words of Teresa Giudice. So, anyway, but at the end of the day, you know, they do have kids that I'm sure have been absolutely, you know, devastated without them. And while I wish that there were other people who were getting to experience that same thing today, good for them. But yeah, let the cameras roll. Let me go to Twitter right now and just see, because I'm like, Chrisley, Pensacola. See, still not out. Live. See, that's what I'm talking about. Journalism. I don't care if I always see your birds flying around. I want a live stream. Let's see. CMC's still not quite out, though. Wonder what's taking so long. I watched an interview with their attorney. They said that literally when Trump's pen hits paper, it's done. Like they're no longer should be in the system, like the federal system. I was like, oh, okay, well, Is he getting the is the pen in Amazon shipping? Is it arriving a day late? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? So still see nothing. I need a live stream. Here we are. Okay, this is a live stream. Look at this. Fantastic. A live stream of nothing but a empty road, a wire fence, and some road blockages. I will be here all day. Thank you very much. When Paris Hilton was released from jail back there, poor Paris Hilton was followed to jail with paparazzi filming her crying on the way. Bring back real reporting, okay? That's horrible. Lord Jesus, have mercy. Well, and speaking of reporting, Daily Mail has reported that Brittany Bateman, our little singing queen friend of housewife over on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, has been accused of stealing $100,000 from her former mother-in-law. So I guess her mother-in-law allegedly gave her a $100,000 loan for a family trust. But basically, Brittany didn't use that appropriately or didn't deposit it appropriately. And so now the mother-in-law, who's just shy of 90 years old, apparently says she's living on limited income and she needs her money back. So it also, let's see, lawsuit adds to existing legal tensions between Bateman and her ex-husband, including a previous $2.5 million lawsuit by Bateman alleging abuse and financial misconduct. Ooh. So we love a queen with a storyline. In the words of Lisa Rinna, there goes our storyline. You know what I'm saying? I hate that for her. I love it for her Bravo contract. You know, you win some, you lose some. And yeah. Well, I'm still refreshing people. As of 30 seconds ago, a news site is reporting they're set to be released today. The Chrisleys, they have not been released. Can you imagine? I'd be like Dorit against that window, just looking for my ride to roll up. Where are you at? Get me out of here, you know? Oh, Lord, have mercy. Well, I am going to wrap things up, my boo-boos, and it was so good to talk to y'all today. I feel like what an interesting combo of topics. Phaedra's back, and so are the Chrisleys. Lord Jesus. Listen, never count out a reality star. The reality stars have 9 lives, okay? They really, really, really do. Oh, gosh. Oh, hi, Zen V Yoga. Sad I'm joining late, but we'll catch up later. Hope you're having a good week. I am having a fantastic week. I hope you are as well. And yes, you got it here. You can watch, you can catch up, and I'll be back on Friday at the same time, 3 o'clock Eastern. So, and if you want to chat about anything in the meantime, slide in my DMs. Tell me some things you want to discuss next time we hop on here. KM, now I really can't wait for Salt Lake City to come back. I think about it every day. I do. I pray for God to expedite the process every time I close these eyes at night, you know? All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining. I love, love, love you. And hope your love tanks are full this week. May your week be full of casseroles and no family vans, okay? See y'all next week. And as always, not next week. See you Friday. And as always, besos.